Hi, I'm Chelsea Lee from radroller.com, and today in this video we are going to be exploring Revolved Lunge. So this yoga posture requires a number of different component parts to be open and released, but for the purpose of this video we're going to be focusing on the erector spinae muscles, which are the big bands of muscles that line either side of your spine. When these muscles are really tight, you can see often the thorax or your rib cage come into a posterior tilt. So you actually see the low ribs splay open and the back body shorten. In order to find optimal rotation or the best kind of freedom in the twist, we want to find neutral alignment through the ribs. So we actually need to create more space through the back. To do this, you can use a couple of different products. The Rad Roller, this is the original density in the blue, is great for lining on either side of the spine. It also comes in an extra large variation if you've got a larger spine. The Helix is also a good option. This will disperse the pressure over a wider area, so it's a little bit less intense. And for the video, I'm going to be using the Helix. So you'll lay down on your back for the release and position the tool so that it's at about your mid-back, avoiding your lumbar spine, but starting at about the base of your rib cage. And you can position it so that it's comfortable, again, making sure that the pressure is on either side of your spine and not directly on the bony protrusions. And then just open your arms wide and try to just sink your weight into it, taking a couple breaths here. Just noticing if your back muscles tend to contract or fight against the release when you first come here, and try to sink into it. You can lift your hips up and slide your hips down in order to move the roller to a new position, making your way a little bit more between your shoulder blades, which tend to hold a lot of tension. And then grab hold of your elbows and actually pull your shoulder blades off of your back here. Give yourself a little bit more space in the back, and then wiggle side to side. So we're trying to create a bit of a shearing motion where the roller is, or the Helix rather, is actually shearing perpendicular to the muscle fibers. A nice additional technique, you can work your way up a little higher, is to just lift your back, come into flexion, and then extension, creating a bit of a parallel motion as the Helix works up and down your back. Good, and taking it to the final height, avoiding your cervical spine, but making your way to the very top of your thoracic spine. Another couple breaths. Good, after 5 or 10 breaths here, you're just gonna roll over towards one side to come off of your tool. And then we'll layer this into your revolved lunge. So take your right leg forward, and if you have a little bit of restriction, not able to get your fingertips down onto the floor, you can always use your blocks to give yourself the added height and a little bit more space. So what we tend to see in the revolved lunge is this if you're really tight in the back. So you're actually shortening, and as you can see, there's not much room for rotation. So once you've done your release, actually think about bringing a little bit of flexion into your spine so that you're creating more space in through the back of the ribs. You can take your hands towards your shoulders or your chest, roll your shoulders on your back, and then now rotate. And maybe find the bind by bringing your elbow to the outside of your knee. Keep creating space by flexing and then rotating. Flex and rotate. And then you can hold here when you reach the end of your range. And then back to center, and then you'll repeat on the other side.
For more information, visit radroller.com. For more video tutorials, check out our YouTube page at youtube.com/radroller.